السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونتوب إليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. أما بعد، عباد الله، أوصيكم ونفسي بتقوى الله عز وجل، فقد فاز المتقون. وأذكركم ونفسي بقول الله تبارك وتعالى: وقضى ربك ألا تعبدوا إلا إياه وبالوالدين إحسانا إما يبلغن عندك الكبر أحدهما أو كلاهما فلا تقل لهما أف ولا تنهرهما وقل لهما قولا كريما واخفض لهما جناح الذل من الرحمة وقل رب ارحمهما كما ربياني صغيرا. وقال تعالى: ووصينا الإنسان بوالديه حملته أمه وهنا على وهن وفصاله في عامين أن اشكر لي ولوالديك إلي المصير. وقال تعالى: ووصينا الإنسان بوالديه إحسانا حملته أمه كرها ووضعته كرها وحمله وفصاله 30 شهرا حتى إذا بلغ أشده وبلغ 40 سنة قال رب أوزعني أن أشكر نعمتك التي أنعمت علي وعلى والدي وأن أعمل صالحا ترضاه وأصلح لي في ذريتي إني تبت إليك وإني من المسلمين. All praise is due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allahumma akhrij min buyutina wa ajsadina kulla sihr wa kulla ayn wa kulla hasad wa kulla ham wa kulla gham wa kulla حزن وحزن وأبدله بالسعادة والفرح والفرج يا أرحم الراحمين. ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما. With this ayah, I am bound to continue with the suitcase of memories. And the Arabs said long time ago, أثقل حقيبة على المسافر هي حقيبة الذكريات. The heaviest bag or suitcase on a traveler is the suitcase of the memories. They are so heavy and we cannot let go. And that's why the best we can get from our past is that it shows us what we should not bring into our future. Otherwise, don't go back there. You may go back to sadness and you become weak. Because, as we know, الذكريات هي الحياة. What you can remember, that is your life. So we have to remember what will help us to go on with life, otherwise it isn't worth it. Ahmad Majid, I know you are in Darwin. If one day you listen to this khutbah through the social media, allow me to report to the community in Canberra what you say to me when I was in Darwin, when your mother passed away. Ahmad said that he went to his mother's grave and sat on it for hours and hours, talking to her, hoping that she will answer, but she didn't. Why I'm sharing this with you? Because I want to involve you. Because when we are involved, we learn. There is a proverb saying, tell me, I forget. Teach me, I remember. Involve me, I learn. So I'm not here to teach you. I'm here to talk with you and learn with you. And that's why it's good to learn together. And that's how adults work. So all of these memories, it is for our betterness, inshallah. So allow us to go back into the history. And last week I could not read what this man's wish was when the mother was already gone. But nothing heavier than the ayah. The verses of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran said, فَبِأَيِّ حَدِيثٍ بَعْدَهُ يُؤْمِنُونَ. Allah posing this question. Whose words can put you to submission after Allah's words? There is no words in this dunya can touch our heart more than the Quran. It is so heavy. And that's why the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam was told, in order to receive this revelation, prepare to be strong. How to do that? قُمِ اللَّيْلَ إِلَّا قَلِيلًا. Stay awake during the night. Do salat. Why? إِنَّا سَنُلْقِي عَلَيْكَ قَوْلًا ثَقِيلًا. We're going to reveal to you very heavy words. And you need to be strong to receive them. If you are weak, we cannot move around with the divine teaching. لو أنزلنا هذا القرآن على جبل لرأيته خاشعا متصدعا من خشية الله. If this Quran was revealed on a mountain, you will see the so powerful, steady mountain in khushu, shivering, moving and falling apart. This is how heavy the Quran is. It can transform us. So this ayah is enough. After Allah said, worship none but me, and be good to your parents, especially your mother. And then Allah described what she has been through for us to become who we are today. And the woman Allah described in the Quran, and he said, Nisa'ukum harthun lakum. Your females, your wives, and the best title for a female is a mother, because a female could give up on her husband and she goes on. She could give up on any man and goes on, but she can never give up on her son, never. So motherhood is the greatest title for a woman. And that's why this earth is described as our mother, Mother Earth. What is so fundamental about earth? Everything good, everything fundamental coming from the earth. And the earth is like our mother. And Allah described her as the earth, through which we produce our nations, the mother. One child, 2, 3, 4. And then she will train them to be righteous people. So motherhood is the greatest title a woman can have. So we are told to look after her again and again and again. And if this world is divided into 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the mother in one corner, reject this world and whoever in it 3 times for the sake of your mother. So we can see the heaviness. No wonder why the Prophet ﷺ said, Al-Jannatu tahta aqdamil ummahat. Jannah is not too far. It is right under the feet of your mother. And in order to get it, you have to lower yourself and be humble. وَاخْفِضْ لَهُمَا جَنَاحَ الذُّلِّ مِنَ الرَّحْمَةِ. So I want to read, and we go together, what this man said about the mother. He said, يا ليتني لم أقل أف لها أبدا وليتني لم أرق دمعا لعينيها. I wish I never in my life say to my mother a harsh word, or express my anger to her. Abadan. The Quran said so. فلا تقل لهما أف وليتني لم أرق دمعا لعينيها. I wish I never caused any drop of tear to come out from my mother's eyes out of her pain and suffering. Do parents cry? Yes, they do. Why? Time will let us know why. And I wish I never caused my mother to cry out of pain. وليتني عشت مملوكا لخدمتها أذل عزة نفسي عندنا عليها. I wish I spent all my life as a slave, as a captive, and use my entire life as a donation to my mother, serving her by all means. I wish I humiliate myself to bring to life وَاخْفِضْ لَهُمَا جَنَاحَ الذُّلِّ مِنَ الرَّحْمَةِ أُذِلُّ عِزَّةَ نَفْسِي عِنْدَنَا عَلَيْهَا. To lower myself and become so humble and weak, down to earth, not to save my mother, to save her shoes, even her shoes. I want to go below that. وَلَيْتَنِي لَمْ أَنَمْ نَوْمَ الْخُلُودِ وَقَدْ جَافَى لِأَجْلِي لَذِيذَ النَّوْمِ عَيْنَيْهَا. I wish I never go to bed and sleep for eternity, a deep sleep, while I know that she avoided the best during the night for me. She did not sleep for so many nights and months and years maybe for me. وَلَيْتَنِي كُنْتُ جَبْرًا عِنْدَ دَمْعَتِهَا أُعْطِي لَهَا مَا تَمَنَّتْ مِنْ أَمَانِهَا. And I wish I was always able to stop her tears dropping. If any sadness comes to her, I'll be able to stop that. And giving her everything she wants, everything. أُعْطِي لَهَا مَا تَمَنَّتْ مِنْ أَمَانِهَا. When we can ask her, oh my mother, what do you want me to be and what do you want me to do? It is your wish, oh my mother, and let her speak, and then we strive to be the way our mother wants us to be. وَلَيْتَنِي عِنْدَمَا كَانَتْ تُقَبِّلُنِي سَرَقْتُ رَائِحَةَ الْجَنَّةِ مِنْ فِيهَا. And I wish when she used to kiss me and hug me, I was so close to her. Before I become rebellious and see other people and run away from her, I wish I was wise enough when she used to kiss me to steal the smell of Jannah from her mouth. But I didn't do that. وَلَيْتَنِي عِنْدَمَا كَانَتْ تُهَدْهِدُنِي بَقِيتُ طِفْلًا تُدَارِينِي بِكَفَّيْهَا. And I wish when I was little and she used to hold me in her arms, shaking me to go to sleep in a very kind way, sometimes with tasbih, putting me to sleep in the name of Allah with dhikr. I wish I remained that child. in the arms of my mother, because some of us were not in the arms of our mother anymore. We're in the arms of a rakish woman, touching us with her arms. The touch of sin, sin with pleasure, and our mother is abandoned. I wish I did not grow into this if I know this is what time will do to me. Growing up and going far away from my mother and my father, close to shaitan, I don't want that, as we can see. Many parents are suffering after they have been waiting for the kids to grow. They grew, but they left, and they forgot everything. بقيت طفلا تداريني بكفيها. I wish if I know that, I will grow up, as I shared the story last week from Darwin. I will grow up and cause my mother pain forever by hurting my brother, by killing my brother. I wish I died when I was a child, so I don't grow up into this crime. And then the mother's heart is hurt forever. To make our parents happy, we should never fight. And the most scary sentence I heard from my own mother few years back is when I was a bit hard on my brother. As you know, sometimes we are struggling here to help them, and sometimes they go for what is nice, and they don't go for what is necessary. In our life, we have to do what is necessary before we do what is nice. But sometimes we struggle here and helping them, and they go for luxury. And I pretended to be a bit hard, and my brother thought I'm giving up on him. And she told that to my mother. And my mother told me, if you give up on your brother, give up on me too. This is the scariest word I ever heard in my life. And I shook, and I called back, that will never happen. Can you imagine how much our mothers love us? You give up on your brother, you give up on me. No wonder why the Prophet ﷺ said, if you hurt Fatima, you hurt me. You make her happy, you make me happy. Look after my children, that means you're looking after me. أمي وأحسب أني حين ألفظها لا شيء في هذه الدنيا يساويها. Oh, my mother, and I believe whenever I mention her name in this dunya, nothing in this dunya is equal to her. It means nothing worth it. For that sake, you abandon your mother or be angry to her or anything else. Nothing. Not your husband, not your wife, not your job, not your business, not yourself, isn't worthy. She is the mother, and she means a lot. And last time, as we see, few khutbahs back in the last years, if you remember in 1999, we lost 13 Muslim scholars around the world. In 1 year, in 1999. One of them was Sheikh Muhammad al-Majzoub, the man who wrote the book Mushkilatul Jil fi Daw al-Islam, the problems of the generation in the light of Islam. And he shared one story in that book. One day, he brought a mother and her son for Islahu Dhatil Bayn, to reconcile, as sometimes we can see problems between parents and their kids, and that sheikh talking to both of them. But the sheikh heard the very nasty, dirty, low words came from that son to the mother. And that wasn't enough. He spat on the mother's face. And then the sheikh said, وَكَانَتْ عَجِيبَةَ الصَّبْرِ. That woman was a mountain of patience. وَلَكِنَّهَا لَمْ تَتَمَالَكْ هَذِهِ الْمَرَّةِ أن ترفع عينيها إلى السماء لتقول اللهم إليك أشكو رب إني مغلوب فانتصر. She could not handle this time, and she decided to pull the plug because her son went too far, and she said, oh Allah, this time I'm complaining to you. Oh my Lord, I'm a victim, support me. That was very scary. And this kid didn't take a note. After years, that man, he became a man, and he met Sheikh Muhammad al-Majzoub, and he was using the stick to walk, begging to walk, living on charity. And when he saw the Sheikh Muhammad al-Majzoub, he put his face down. And the Sheikh said, Amantu bi'adlika ya Rabb, oh Allah, I believe in your justice. I believe in your justice. If you destroy someone's life with lies, take it as a loan from shaitan. It will come back to you with interest. Don't lie and destroy somebody's life, especially your father and your mother. We can never win that fight. It's very important to remember the Quran is the guidance, it is the hidayah, and we always remember who are the people we fight and never win that fight. One of them is our mother. As I said in the beginning, our head is full of memory. And it is a blessing from Allah that we forget things. Don't go back to the past, because it can destroy your future. And if you are hurt by your son, by your daughter, by your husband, or by your wife, remember Allah said in the Quran, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu inna min azwajikum wa awladikum aduwwan lakum fahdharuhum. Oh, you who believe, your husband can be your enemy, so beware, be careful. Your wife can be your enemy, your son, your daughter. So always get ready to fight the people you fought for, but remain strong, because your story is not over yet. And you never know who will be the one facing you in the battlefield. Nuh alayhi salam, he had to pull out the plug, and the battle was between him more severely and his son and his wife. The husband may make it to Jannah, the wife not. The wife may make it, the husband not. And this is how we had sometime in our own family. But do your best and remember you are not alone, but you have your final weapon. When you pray, it is done, but don't pray yet. And sometimes just wait until Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala interfere, but don't rush in pulling the plug. The Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, whom Allah described in the Quran, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. O Muhammad, your existence is a mercy for the universe. This is how his title was in the eyes of Allah. Yet, he has to pull the plug on who? Amr ibn Hisham, Utbah ibn Rabi'ah, Shayba ibn Rabi'ah, Al-Walid ibn Utbah, Umay ibn Khalaf, Uqba ibn Abi Mu'ayd. The Prophet gave up on them and pulled the plug. And all of them died in the Battle of Badr because they went too far. We want to be blessed. Remember our parents, they are our Jannah, and we live to serve them. Sometimes we focus on the young people. Young people, I think we have to shift the focus to the elderly people. They are vulnerable. They have no more muscle to go through life. They have no right of self-defense. If we ignore them and focus on the young can manage. But the elderly people, time worked on them, and we have to look back to save them from the darkness and the chaos of weakness. بارك الله لي ولكم في القرآن الحكيم وجعلنا وإياكم من الذين يستمعون القول فيتبعون أحسنه. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله ثم الحمد لله. الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله. Dear Muslims, to summarize, I want us to pray seriously in our heart for our brother Nazar Subhan, who was one of the founders of CMC in Canberra. He's in ICU right now in Sydney in a critical condition. You pray for our brother Nazar Subhan. And meanwhile, remember anything beyond our need is a poison. Like what? Power, anger, fear, vanity, ambition, and whatever. It could be a poison. We have to remain within the limit that Allah drew for us, and we never go beyond. The way we treat one another, and sometimes you wonder if Allah will ever forgive us for what we are doing to one another. But we are still alive. Always we can get this side, oh Allah, what have happened in my past, I didn't mean to challenge you. I repented and never again. This is how we prepare to die. An easy way: win your mother's heart and forget everything and don't judge her, because you don't know what she's going through. But she will remain your mother. He will remain your father. You have billions of people on earth, but you have one father and one mother. Don't judge them, because Allah will. And you can be the coolness of their eyes. Day before yesterday, again at the Islamic school, when I learned from my children, I had to wake up one of the kids and say, why are you sleeping in the Quran class? And she said to me, sorry, Brother Adam, because every night I have to wake up at 4 o'clock and prepare 20 pages by heart to read from 5 o'clock until Fajr to Sheikh Hatam at Gangalin Mosque. And I was blaming her to read to me 1 ayah a day. And some of the kids don't do that. This girl in Yale, I don't want to mention so I don't expose her or praise her. She was sleeping in the class because she was awake during the night to recite to the Sheikh 20 pages. We have these mighty giants in our ummah. Don't give up. If your son is like Noah or your daughter, remember the next one could be like Ismail. Don't give up and don't pull out the plug. اللهم اغفر للمسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما واجعلنا للمتقين إماما. اللهم أحسن ختامنا وأخرجنا من الدنيا مسلمين. Dear Muslim, to close, create an atmosphere around you no evil can penetrate. Fasting, and this Sunday and Monday, inshallah, one of them will follow the sunnah of Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam if you fast on day number 10, which is Monday. And one of them to fulfill the dream and the wish of Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam when he said, if Allah allow me to live until next year, I will fast differently to the Yahud. I will fast day number 9 as well. That is Sunday. If we do that, وَالصِّيَامُ يَوْمِ عَاشُورَا أَحْتَسِبُ عَلَى اللَّهِ أَنْ يُكَفِّرَ السَّنَةَ الَّتِي قَبْلَهَا. Fasting on that day, 10th Muharram, which is Monday, Allah will forgive us what happened last year. And fast on the 9th as well to fulfill the dream of Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, something he wanted to do but he could not, but we can do it. We do it on his behalf for the salvation of our soul. ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما. اللهم اشف مرضانا وارحم موتانا واقض دين عنا وعن المدينين وأقم الصلاة. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
「
لربك وانحر إن شانئك هو الأبتر. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.